We welcome you inside the Gene Policini Center here on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology as we are just days away from the puck dropping on another season of RIT Women's Hockey. Good afternoon and welcome to RIT Hockey Media Day here on the RIT Sports Network. Well, the women's hockey program will open the 24-25 season on Friday, September 27th when they begin a two-game series here on home ice against Assumption. More on that in a moment. But first, we take a quick look back to last season. Head coach Celeste Brown's Tigers won 13 games a year ago. That's the most by the program since the 2014-15 team that also won 15 games, a CHA championship, and made the program's only trip to the Division I NCAA tournament. Now, last year's team finished fourth in the conference and qualified for the postseason tournament, where they were swept by eventual champion Penn State in the semifinals. A big improvement on the ice last year leads to greater expectations this season. I'm happy to be joined by the Bruce B. Bates women's hockey coach here at RIT, Celeste Brown. Celeste, entering your fifth season as head coach, your program trending in the right direction. How do you build on that momentum this season?
Yeah, I think our players are super excited to get into the season, and it's been quite a process to get to the progress we made last year. And I think we're just rooted still in that process. I remember, maybe 4 years ago, we're talking about assembling this puzzle, and we're still doing that. And we're going to invite that pressure because now I think teams are expecting us to perform in those, and that's a privilege. And so it's a matter of sticking to that process from period to period and executing our game plan and being the best versions of ourselves and making sure we're taking care of that. And I think the rest will fall into place from there. You
talked about brick by brick, and you've really done that. Is it rewarding to kind of see things pay off a little bit last year and compete with the best in the conference?
Yeah, I commend our players, right? They have bought into the process. They have stuck with me for time, and the reward really is to them inside that locker room because it's hard to control outside voices, and they did so, and they stuck to each other, and they managed their opinions, and those were the opinions that mattered, and it got them to a place of having external success, which is, of course, sports and what we want, and I'm just proud of them, and our partnership has been fantastic.
Well, you're still in the same conference, but it has a new name. The CHA is no longer, as both the men's and women's hockey teams will now compete in Atlantic Hockey America. Your thoughts on kind of the changing of this conference and merging it into one?
Yeah, I think it was a little confusing. So it just makes it easier, and I think, too, it's a product of growing our brand, and what we need is teams to perform in the league and perform on the ice and perform versus other opponents. And I think all of our, at least on the women's side, programs are getting better each year, and that's the plan. So I think it's good.
And next season, they will add Delaware to the women's side in the AHA. Well, earlier this month, the Tiger captains were announced. Senior forward Megan McCormick and senior defender Mia Selimos will wear the C, while sophomore defender Emma Pickering is an alternate captain. McCormick is coming off a career-high 6 goals last season. Selimos recorded career highs in points and assists, while Emma Pickering was a all-league rookie team selection after finishing tied for 5th in scoring for the Tigers. What makes those three stand out to you, makes them great choices not only to lead on the ice but in the locker room?
Yeah, all three of them are the type of player that you're not ever worrying about. And so that's one. And then two is that they put the team above themselves in all decisions, which is really actually hard to do. Meaning not only are you managing yourself, but you're managing, the 25 other gals in that room and making a decision what's best for them. And each of them too has only grown and enhanced our culture, grown and enhanced our product on the ice. And so we're super proud of them, and their team is 1,000% behind them also, meaning they follow. And I think to be a great leader, you also need great followers. And so it's a cool dynamic that we have.
Yeah, it's coming together at the right time. Megan McCormick played in a career-high 35 games last season and enters her final season with 21 career points. And the senior forward from Clarendon Hills, Illinois, joins us live now here on Hockey Media Day. First off, what does it mean for you to wear the C for this program, Megan?
Yeah, it's definitely an honor, and I'm definitely grateful to wear the letter this year. I'm excited to see kind of what the team can do for this upcoming season. We're ready to rock, and the environment's been awesome so far.
What do you think makes this year's team, based off what you accomplished last year, and I know every team is different, what makes this team dangerous, do you think?
Yeah, so we have 6 new freshmen this year. They all bring a different skill set, and we're ready to see what they can implement to the team. This year it's a little bit different. I know we'll have some more physicality in the game, and we're excited to see where we can do with that, and I guess just try to build the season and continue to just grow off of last year.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since this program last won a conference title and advanced to the NCAA tournament. Coach Brown was on that team. What's one thing with this year's team that has to happen, you think, for that drought to end?
For sure. I definitely think we need to play with a lot of speed and just get pucks in the net. Just continue to score and kind of be on top in the first period and continue just to be on that winning streak. It definitely helps when we get the ball rolling early, for sure.
No question. Well, we appreciate your time here today, Megan. Best of luck against Assumption and certainly all season long.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Coach, you know what you have coming back. What excites you maybe about some of the first years, as Megan was alluding to, that you have coming into the program this season?
Yeah, so we're adding 6 first years this year, and this weekend we threw them right into the mix in our exhibition, and they bring speed, physicality, playmaking, and just like a will to, there's a little like, I'm new, but I want to prove that RIT is here to stay. And so I think they've instantly embraced everything about our identity, and I can't wait to see how they go throughout the season. I expect them to be a big part of our success.
You had a first year last year that caught everyone's attention. One of the biggest surprises from last season was the play of first-year Rochester native Addie Alvarez. The Tigers forward played in 35 games a year ago, finishing second on the team in scoring with 8 goals and 12 assists, and she scored the game winner in an overtime upset against Penn State back in January. You'll see it coming up here. Talk about Addie. Were you surprised how well she adjusted and performed out of the gates last season?
No. Like, Addie is a player, and she's the player that wants to be in the big moment. She's the player that's going to step on the ice and improve anyone that expects anything differently from her wrong. And I think that's what attracted us to Addie. You watched her throughout the recruiting process, and she has a package, meaning she needed to get into an environment that allowed her to thrive and pushes her, and her teammates push her. And this year she's carrying a role now that's expectation, and she's doing nothing but rising to that from the minute she steps foot inside the locker room on day one. And it'll be an exciting season for us. She's a little stoic, but she's nothing but stoic if you actually see her play and how she plays.
Is that tough to go from a year like last year as a first year and then take it to a whole new level, especially as you mentioned with the expectations in that sophomore season?
I think it's always tough, right? Like, the greatest players in the world are finding one little edge that they can get better at. And like, Addie's put in the work, and so we're big believers in like preparedness and like the prep you put in and how that allows your confidence to enhance, and then you can just play, right? And you don't have to worry about their performance. And I think Addie's going to have another heck of a year, but she's done everything right to this point to allow her to get to that point of just, I can play, and what's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah, and one of the strongest parts of this year's team, of course, resides in the net. The Tigers have plenty of experience with both Sarah Coe and Sophia Belina returning. Belina was a second-team All-CHA selection. She finished second in the league with a 2.07 goals against and a .936 save percentage, going 10-10-1 overall. Sarah Coe, appearing in 15 games a year ago for the Tigers, had a .907 save percentage. Do you have a picture of what it'll look like this year with those 2 goaltenders? I know you have 3 in the room, but how do you approach the season right off the bat? Plan to rotate? Is there a clear number 1?
Yeah, I think we have the 3 best goaltenders in the league, in my opinion. And, I think what that does is it pushes each other, right? Meaning, they're going to have each other's back and all of that. And, going into this season, like, we're here to win. And so that's the mentality going in. I think there's also this product of what you have seen in the NCAA, at least on the women's side, is there is some rotations going on. And, I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a plan. We're going to go with who's the best in that moment. And I think, both of them, at least to this point, have proven that. Sophia had a fantastic year last year, and so right now she's in a position to build on that. And I also think both of them have extremely lofty goals to help us get to our goal at the end of the season. And so I think, again, we're just fortunate to have those three goaltenders in our corner.
Yeah, certainly, and it allows the rest of the team maybe not to relax, but knowing that they're back there certainly provides a lot of confidence for the group in front of them, no matter who's playing. As we mentioned earlier, it all gets started this Friday night as the Tigers open the season against Assumption. They'll follow that series with 2 on the road at Union before returning to the Policini Center to face number 4 Colgate RPI for Brick City weekend, and then we'll get a visit from number 8 St. Lawrence to wrap up October. The rest of the schedule can be found at ritathletics.com or on the RIT Athletics app. Boy, some familiar foes to start out, including those powerhouse programs, ranked programs. You haven't shied away from playing ranked teams, bringing them in here or going to face them on the road. What do you expect to see from this group, especially early on? You're going to find out a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. And like I've always said this, if you want to be the best, like, you got to play the best. And so if I'm shying away from that, what's that doing for my players and how is that making them better? But I think it's been a cool evolution. Last year we started off similar where we brought in some big programs, and
Minnesota.
why that didn't end in W's, I think it gave us a great gauge of progress. And so we're looking forward to it. I know our players and our staff are pumped because we feel really excited about the group we have, and let's test it, let's learn, and let's play our game and put it up against theirs. And I'd love to come out of those big opponents with a win or 2 wins. And I think, again, it's each brick we add throughout the season allows us to get to our goals, and so that's the mentality, but just staying in the process to get there first.
You talk about wanting to get and show what you can accomplish against these highly ranked teams, but it's all about winning the conference, obviously, and getting to that NCAA tournament too, I'm sure, is the goal. How did those games against those highly ranked teams prepare you for what lies ahead in the conference? Because the conference, like you said, has improved steadily each and every year.
100%. And I think what it teaches you is to perform in that moment. Right. And that's been something we've talked about with our group. Of last year, I thought we left some wins on the table versus our conference opponents when we didn't need to. Yeah. But we were still learning to perform in that moment. We'll learn that some more this season. And I think going to those games and treating them like that will allow us to translate that, especially when we get towards the end of the season, of it's time to perform, and like we treat every team like they're the number 1 team in the country.
Nice. That's a way to approach it. Well, if you're watching at home, you can be part of the action. Grab your season seats or individual game tickets for RIT women's hockey right now by visiting or calling the Policini Center box office at 475-4121 or online anytime at rittickets.com. Celeste, another season is here. Best of luck to you and the Tigers this season, and certainly this weekend against Assumption. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, thanks. And Tiger fans, we can't wait to have you here.
Yeah, we're looking forward to another year. That'll do it for us. We thank you so much for watching RIT Hockey Media Day here on the RIT Sports Network.